What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the boxing video, hitting y'all ass up with another video once again. And last night at the MGM Harbor in Maryland at the Vasyl Lomachenko Eastern European Fight Showcase card, which was highly entertaining, and I liked it very, very much. Tevin Farmer confronted Gervonta Tank Davis. And I heard that, Tank said that Farmer never called him out. But I remember late last year, him and Farmer had a little spat on Instagram, I think it was. And Farmer was talking shit. Now, why does Farmer feel like he has to confront somebody like Gervonta Tank Davis like that? It's a simple fact because, Tank is probably one of the most inexperienced champions at super featherweight. It's a fight that everybody wants to see amongst hardcore fans. And 3, Tank has a buzz right now, and I think knocking Tank off can cannonball him to being something that he's been lusting for and wanting for a very long time in the sport of boxing. Now, if you don't know about Tevin Farmer, he got knocked out in his pro debut. I think in his first 10 to 12 fights, took a draw, 2 knockout losses and 2 regular losses. He lost to Jose Pedraza. He lost to Pedraza, which, back in 2012, which Tank dispatched of him very easily. To Tevin Farmer's defense, he's a whole totally different fighter now. Now, something about them fighters coming out of Philly, about early in their career, a lot of them just, are very, unstable. You got Eric Hunter, who's supposed to be a top-notch fighter, who had a rocky start to his career and still does. Bernard had a little rocky start to his career. Now Tevin Farmer. So, maybe it's the city. Maybe not being able to focus while training in Philly is, a bit much for them or certain fighters. But, Tevin Farmer is hitting the stretch. He won a bunch of fights, long fight streak. And with Tank Davis, about him, a lot of people just thought that, he was a brawler. He went with a little schism with TMT and Floyd Mayweather promotion by trying to shelf him. They figured it out, got in a Pedraza shot after they called it out. Pedraza thought he was a one-trick pony, just a guy that can just come straight forward and just a pressure fighter, but he didn't know Tank can box like he did, and a lot of people didn't know Tank can box and move and be slick and counter and do what he wanted to do. Pedraza ended up knocking him out. Everybody know Tank had good power, but it was against a subpar competition. He proved by knocking Pedraza out very easily that his power is real, his boxing ability is real. He's multi-dimensional, and he's only 22 years old. Tevin Farmer's 27. Lomachenko's 29. There's been a lot of stuff about him fighting Lomachenko and not being ready. And this guy's only just turned 22 not too long ago. And I'm not mad at him if he doesn't feel like he's ready. I feel like any champion should fight another champion. But if you don't, his handlers don't feel like he's ready at this point at 22 years old. It is what it is for the Lomachenko fight. Plenty of fighters that did a lot worse. But speaking on the Tevin Farmer thing, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a fight that needs to happen after Tank Davis if he gets past Lyman Welsh over there in the UK. But this guy's moving at an alarming rate in Tank Davis. And guys who's been grinding for years, like Tevin Farmer, who's had ups and downs in the sports, they probably jealous of him right now because he got with the right promoter, the right people, the right guy, Al Heyman, to help him move in his career like he wants to move. And there was a point where Tevin Farmer was calling a guy and said he'll fight him for free. I forgot which guy he said he can have a purse bid. And the guy didn't bite it. I can't remember who he was. But you don't see Tevin Farmer calling out Vasyl Lomachenko. So he's cherry picking who he wants. And I understand that because he has so many hiccups in his career so far. It's like, if I lose to Lomachenko and if I still look good, then these guys are not going to have any obligation to fight me. So why not strike when I'm the hottest, when I'm in a good contender spot, I'm in the top 10. Knowing how these sanctioning bodies is, if I lose to Lomachenko, who he sparred with before and give amazing props to, and they probably knocked me out the top 10, and I got to work my way back up, and it's already hard for me to work my way back up to where I am today. So I'm not going to take that risk, so I'm not mad at him. This is the most polarizing fight you can get in the division right now. And I think Tank needs to take this challenge. It's another move in the right direction for his career. I know Tevin Farmer is a high risk, low reward type of fight for him. But anybody try to pull up on you like that as a man, you know, he's testing your fortitude. And you got to show him that it's not no games. Now, as far as the style matchup in the fight, like I said, Tank can do a lot of things. I heard somebody just say that, you know, Tevin would frustrate him and all that type of thing. But the thing is about Tank is he's multi-dimensional. You know, just Tevin Farmer is he's not a big puncher. He's a good counter puncher. He's a good flashy, fast twitch type of fighter who can move his head and looks way more flashier than even Lomachenko at times. You know, it's pretty work. The way he moves his head and makes opponents look stupid. And he gets off and he throws some combinations, but he's not the biggest puncher, and I think that's one of his Achilles heels in his career. And where Tank is, you know, Tank has the style to be able to offset that in the multi-dimensions and multi-facets to his game. We're able to use his jab and walk him down and bang the body. He's very powerful. He can brawl and be a pressure fighter, or he can sit back and box. And I think it's in his best benefit is to kind of pressure Tevin Farmer, hit him to the body, hit him where he can, doesn't have him hit him clean, and you know, get him out of there late because he's known to crack and get knocked out before, and it's very possible. And at this point, I probably would favor Tank Davis, especially depends on how he looks versus the Lima Willis fighting experience that he's getting. But I think this fight needs to happen, you know, somewhere at the end of the summer, beginning of the fall. I would favor Tank Davis slightly, but I would not be surprised if, you know, Tevin Farmer sees the moment because he's so hungry and he knows what it takes and how hard it is to get back to the spot, and maybe Tank Davis takes it for granted because he's been set up nicely. But it's your boy CJ.